It's your host, Hello Ghost, another episode of Inside the Mind. Today, I have the pleasure of talking to someone who is making waves in the underground hip-hop community of Austin, Texas, spreading their voice on open mics all around town, and overall just bringing a really awesome vibe. Mr. Firm Handshake himself, Ryan Dove.
Yo, yo, yo. What's up?
What's up, Ryan? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
Doing good, man. Appreciate you coming here.
Hell yeah.
Today,
Thanks for having me.
we're going to talk about what his interests are, what got him started in music, and why he's in Austin, Texas, and what you can expect in the future. Let's dive in. All right, man, let's just start pretty simple here. The first thing I want to ask, of course, which is, what got you making music?
Well, I always listen to music and I love it. I love music. I love hip hop.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to express myself in a way that I enjoy, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Do you find like hip hop to be what allows you to express that the best?
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Have you always like made hip hop music, or did you start like with anything else?
No, I've always, ever since I started making music, I was always making hip hop.
Hip hop, nice, dude.
I always blended aspects of other genres that I enjoy. Like there's like some hyper pop aspects in like some of my stuff that I make for sure, and like
Yeah.
because I like that genre a lot as well.
I was gonna say there's definitely a bleed over for hip hop and hyper pop.
Mhm.
Like the fans are almost consecutively. If you listen to hyper pop, you're gonna like hip hop as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I was gonna say I listened to, I can't remember the name, but I do remember when I was looking at some of your discography, something early on. It had like a very hyper pop beat. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you.
And so yeah, you've been making music for like at least like 4 years now, something like that.
Yeah. Well, like I kind of started making it. I like to say 2016. I mean, I've always experimented with it like before, but like
Yeah.
started actually like trying to be good at it like 2016.
Nice. So yeah, dude, coming up on 10 years of like really trying to put your soul into it, dude.
Yeah.
So what is the name Ryan Dove? Is that your real name?
That's
or?
just my name, yeah.
Dude, you got a really awesome name, dude.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
That's like a perfect stage name. Ryan Dove. Oh, that's sick. Okay, so on that same, one thing I also really like is like your album covers, the art you do, like the Live, Laugh, Dove. Do you like make all that stuff yourself?
Mostly, yeah. Like that drawing of me, I didn't draw that.
Right, okay.
Yeah, somebody drew that for me. But like the graphic design of it all, I do myself, yeah.
That's really good. Do you do like a lot of graphic design in general?
Yes, I do like a lot of show flyers.
That's cool.
Yeah, mostly show flyers and like single and album covers. That's what I do, like with graphic design.
Nice. And do you like do that to like for money, like for other people too? Like,
I haven't yet.
No.
Usually, if I make something for somebody, it's for free or because they won it in a contest or something like that.
That's tight.
Yeah.
That's really cool, man. Cool. All right. So, what is it about like hip hop specifically that draws you to it? Is it like?
Not sure. To be honest with you, I don't know. Like, cause like, my father would listen to like classic rock music. My mother would listen to like Hispanic music, and those, like, nobody in my family liked hip hop for some reason. But like, I don't know. I just found it on YouTube and
You just kind of drew
I
you
just
to it?
gravitated towards it. I don't know. It's just yeah.
What was some of your like early influences in hip hop?
Kanye West, Tyler the Creator.
For sure. Yeah. Very standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Like Odd Future Days and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess like roughly how old are you? What's
25. I am 25.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we're right around the same age. 27 myself. And then how long have you been in Austin?
For like, I'm maybe like 4 years, I think, at this point.
Oh, wow. Are
Yeah.
you like from Texas? Or
I'm from Texas, yeah, El Paso, Texas.
El Paso, okay.
Yeah, and I moved here to Austin.
Was it
about
for
4
music?
years ago? No, it was just circumstances, but
Okay.
it's a great place for music. I'm glad I ended up here for sure.
Yeah, dude, I was going to say, you like really have like started to like seriously make a name for yourself in like the underground like hip hop community. I'm
Yes,
curious,
thank you.
like, how did you get started into like saying like, oh, let me start doing some of these shows?
So I saw Underground Voices open mic. I saw them on Instagram through like just they tagged themselves in something, and I was like, oh, what's this? And then I saw that they were doing Monday night open mics.
Okay.
This was like almost like almost 2 years ago at this point.
Oh, wow.
I saw them tag themselves on Instagram. on some page, and I was going through a lot of stuff at the time, and I was like, I need to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I got to do something different, and that's where I started. I just started going to that open mic, and everything's kind of just sprouting from there. I still go there every Monday.
Every Monday. Wow, okay.
Every Monday night.
Nice. That's dedication, man.
But yeah, I've been getting a lot of shows, and it all just started through there. Just people seeing me do what I do
Just
with
showing
the open
up
mic. Yeah,
every Monday. No, that's a lot of respect because that's something that you don't see from a lot of people. I think that shows dedication to the craft.
Thank you.
So I mean, it seems that you are wanting to kind of make music your career. Is that what?
Yes, that's what I would like to happen
Yeah.
for sure.
For sure, man.
Yeah, I feel like it's the only thing I'm good at, to be honest.
Dude, if there was one thing to be good at, music's a great thing to be good at, and I think you are good at it. I really like your. I like the way that you like tune your vocals, and so do you whenever you're making music. We'll kind of dive into like the music making process now. When you're making music, are you creating your beats, lyrics, and everything yourself, or how does that work?
Yes.
Nice,
I make most of the time I'm making my own beats. A lot of the time, sometimes people send stuff to me, and if I like it, I'll use it. But a lot of the times I'm using making my own beats, I use a lot of samples, royalty free samples and stuff. But
I love sampling.
Yeah.
That's really respectful. I find you don't see that a lot. People that make their beats and rap on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious. Do you think like that makes it easier for you to like develop a full song?
Because it's like all me. You know, like it's
Yeah.
my full expression of like this is what I want the beat to sound like, and this is what I want to say on the beat. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with that, is there like is it like the beat first and then the lyrics, or is it? Lyrics?
It just kind of depends.
Okay.
Going throughout my day, I'm always thinking about stuff, and a lot of the times it's lyrics. And so like if I think of something that I'm like, oh, I need to write that down, I'll write that down.
Okay.
And then build off of that. And then if I have a beat and I'm like, oh, these lyrics that I wrote earlier would go pretty good on this beat.
I see. Okay, so you
know
kind of
what I'm
like
saying?
stitch it together a little bit.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And then like in terms of like beat making, one, I really like the beats you make. They're really fun, really cool. It like gives me like that. I don't know. It is very hip hop, is what I'll say. Like it's that very raw. Like it reminds me of like early Mac Miller type of vibes. You know, like I love that fun energy. Is that something that you like purposely try to show with your music? Is like upbeat kind of.
I don't know if I like purpose. I just that's just how I make stuff that reflects how I feel and how I think I am as a person. I don't know.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that shows pretty well. I mean, just meeting you here, listening to music, I think that translates pretty well, man.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, staying on like the music making process. How did you discover like what was your authentic sound? You know, like what makes a Ryan Dove sound?
How did I discover that? I don't know. I live a lot of my life like just based off vibes and how things make me feel. You know, so like if a song makes me feel good or like if it sounds good to like my ears, like there's nothing specific I really look for in like music or like making music either. It's just whatever sounds and feels good to me. I don't know if that makes sense.
So you just go pure feeling, like you just create. No, I completely understand that, man. That was when I was talking to one of my friends. One of my struggles in the creative process was like I was locked in on like trying to make music for someone else. Do you feel like you ever had that where it's like
I've definitely been there. I've definitely like especially like if somebody wants me to feature on like their song or like send me like a beat or something and they're like, "Oh, I want you to be on this." It's kind of like I'd like to work with you, but like maybe this is not like what I'm
kind of like in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, in my wheelhouse. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that cuz you know, it kind of feels more like you're like, "Oh, well, shit, I'm making this beat for this person. It doesn't feel as real to me because, I completely understand that, man. Whenever you're creating something, and this is a conversation I've had with a few people, when do you feel like it's done? Like, when do you feel like a song is fully done?
When do I feel like a song is fully done? That's a good question because, like, I always go back to, like, music that I have already released. And like, oh, I could have added this to it. I could have done this to it. But like, it's out, that. You know, like, and it sounds good. Now, you know, I don't know. When a song gets to a point, to where I think this is cool to release. Like I think this will be good. Like I said, it's like based off feeling, you know, like
Okay. Yeah.
you know, when you're listening to music that isn't your own, a little bit like like this sounds like a complete song, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and I
I
kind
get
of treat
that.
it the same way.
So okay, so you listen to it and you're like, yeah, that feels like it has closure.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like it's cohesive. I feel like it starts a good way. I feel like it ends a good way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, that makes total sense. So that leads good into this question. Do you ever feel like, because I have this, it's like you're creating something, dude, it sounds good, it feels good, but then you only have like 36 seconds and you don't know how to finish it. Does that ever happen to you?
That does happen quite a while, and sometimes like I even have songs that like I have a song on my album that's like 45 seconds long because I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I feel like that's it. I feel like that's all this song has.
I kind of love stuff like that, though, honestly, man. It kind of like, it's like a like little interlude or like an intro. I kind of like things like that. Yeah. Okay, so I really respect that. So you purely are like, you're straight up like, you're not trying to overthink this. You're like, let me just feel what feels real to me and release that to
the only
world.
thing that I do overthink for sure is how to get it to people. You know, like
How to get it to what?
How to get it to people, how to get people to
yeah.
listen, how to get
Yeah.
people to be involved,
marketing
how to get
of it
people.
all.
Yeah, that is the hardest part of it all for me. Is like, yeah, how do I do that?
Yeah, what is your challenges with that? What do you think is the hardest part for that for you?
I don't know. I love making stuff, but like I feel like nowadays, like if I want to get heard, like just like how algorithms and stuff are like on TikTok and stuff,
Yeah.
you have to be posting a lot and you have to be very
Very
consistent
consistent,
with
yeah.
it. And a lot of times I can't do that, like especially on myself, because like if I'm spending all my time trying to make this content for the stuff that I make, I'm not making stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
No, 100%. And also when you're making content, like you're overdoing it, it kind of just like loses its authenticity. You know what I'm saying? Like it just like,
yeah, and then like I get burnt out on making like little videos for a song that I made, and I'm like,
promote it. Yeah.
damn, I don't have any energy to make a song.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes that's a struggle that I have sometimes, but.
So do you promote your music? Is it on like Instagram, TikTok,
Yeah.
all that stuff?
Yeah, I try to be active on all that stuff. Not as much on TikTok, but like on Instagram is where I'm the most active for sure.
For sure. Do you think like, do you see like direct like engagement from like someone finding a reel of yours and then like streaming your song?
Occasionally, yeah.
Yeah.
Occasionally, like definitely the reels that I have put like a lot of effort in and threw some money in there to like promote them. Those are the songs that also have like the most streams on Spotify.
For sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. That is one thing I've always like struggled with as well as like, especially because like a lot of times like I'll make beats or like electronic song. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I just like record my FL Studio session and just upload that. One of the videos I like of yours is whenever you have like the fish cam and you're like rapping in your room. I love that whole aesthetic. I love that whole vibe. I just think it looks really cool, man.
Thank you.
Continuing kind of like in the whole like marketing of music, outside of like posting online, I would assume that like going to these open mics and doing these shows also does a lot to like.
Oh yes, definitely. Like, I feel like open mics and shows are like where I get my most like
feedback
and stuff. Yeah, engagement. Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Do you get people that come up to you after shows being like, dude, your music fucking sucked? I didn't like
No,
that.
like that's never like. Anytime somebody that has come up to me after a show, they always just tell me how. Like, I don't want to like toot my own horn or whatever, but
No,
like,
but
the
dude,
people
yeah.
are like, "Oh, this shit
Like,
is
I
awesome."
fuck with it. It's fine.
The only time I've ever gotten any hate or like negative feedback was on the internet.
Dude, that's what I'm saying, bro. People in real life don't hate. They only hate behind the screen.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta say, like, I want to kind of keep on the line of like the live performances because I think that's like so interesting to me. Like, were you nervous when you first like started doing these? Like, open
Yeah.
mics
Oh,
and-
for sure. Like when I first started, like, okay, so I can tell you like the story of when I first went up there. Like,
yeah, please.
obviously when I first went up there, I had to start talking and stuff. I was nervous as hell, but once the music like started and like it was my time to actually like rap. Like that kind of just like went away.
You just kind of like
Yeah,
when you were
kinda
in
just
the
locked
zone,
in,
locked
yeah.
in, flow state. Yeah, dude. I feel like
And that's kind of how it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just like you're nervous and then you start and you're like, oh no,
Yeah,
this is
like
this
it's
is my
fine.
zone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever like whenever you're performing like a new song? Do you ever get nervous of like the crowd, how they'll react? Because maybe they don't know it, like if they're gonna be hyped or anything. Or do you not
Oh
really care
no,
too much?
not really. No. I kind of just like.
But yeah, so you don't
Yeah.
you don't really care about anyone's opinions at all. You're just here to make some music.
In a way,
Yeah.
sometimes I do. Like sometimes
Okay.
I'm like, I hope you guys like this and stuff. But like,
That's natural. Yeah.
but if I like it, like if it sounds good to me, I will still like release it. I'll still
Nice.
like I don't care if I'm curious. I'm curious about other people's opinions.
Right.
Not that I necessarily
You don't let
care
them
about. I don't let
direct
them.
you.
Yeah, exactly. But I am curious as to what they are.
Of course, because at some point, like if they're not just like a fucking asshole, like it's constructive criticism at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think that's always very useful. Sweet dude. Yeah, let's move on to a couple more questions here. Okay, yeah. So like, what is your space like? We talked about like you like to make stuff that like feels good, but like, do you have any sort of like routines or traditions whenever you're like sitting down to create something?
Routines or traditions.
Like for example, myself, like before I go to create a song, I light an incense.
Oh,
I
okay,
do like
I
a
see.
small like little meditation, and then like kind of like reset my levels to be like, okay, like to me that's like a little tradition, my little routine.
I do make sure I have a lot of water.
Okay.
Make sure
Hydro
I got a lot of
bros.
water. Make
Shout out
sure
my
I'm
hydro
hydrated.
Okay, yeah.
I just go on my laptop and plug all the stuff I need to in.
Do you record just like in your room, like
Yeah, just in
everything?
my room, or like if
Nice.
I live with other people, so like if I don't want to bother them or I'm like getting self-conscious, I go and record in my car.
Dude, I've done that before as well. Yeah, it surprisingly has some good acoustics. In there.
Oh no, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so recording in your car, yeah, self-conscious, yeah. So speaking on, yeah, when you're creating music, everyone gets a little self-conscious of their voice, I'm sure. When you are recording, I guess, like, do you ever feel that where you're just like, oh, fuck, my voice is a little weird
It's
today?
not like about like my voice. It's more about just like my process. Like I like to experiment a lot, like in but a lot of the times it doesn't make sense or it sounds weird or like it's weird. And so like if people are in the house and they're like, "What are you making all these weird sounds for?"
I see
And
what
I'm just
you're
like,
saying.
"Okay, I'm sorry. I
You're
just
like,
kind of
this
I want to
isn't-
be in my zone." You know what I'm saying?
This isn't the final product, I promise.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
No, I respect that. I respect like experimentation. Do you feel like you try to experiment a lot when you make music?
Oh yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Kind of leading on that, do you like create songs, finish them, and then just never let them see the light of day, or even just like delete the project?
No, almost everything that I've made gets released.
Do you release it?
Yeah.
I kind of do the same way. Yeah. Okay, so I meant to ask this earlier, but I just got reminded. You did mention that you make your own beats. Have you ever produced for someone else as well? Like made beats for other people?
Yeah, I've made beats for
Nice.
other people before. People online, that I meet at the open mics. Yeah.
That's really cool. And like, did you start making beats and then rapping, or did you rap and then?
I did start with making beats because when I first started, I never rapped. I didn't start rapping
Oh, wow.
until like 2020, I'd say.
Yeah. And was it just like you were like, man, I could do this?
Yeah. I've always like wrote, but I was like, I was at a point self-conscious about my voice, and I'm like, no, this is not. And then I got over it.
You got it. Yeah. What was it for you that you think like got you over like not caring about your voice?
I don't know, just I don't know, it just sounded good.
Just
at some point, I
experimenting
was just like
more,
experimenting more for sure, and
You
like
kind of like got
finding
used
out
to
what.
it.
Yeah.
No, that's
Getting used to it.
That's really cool, man. I know that a lot of people struggle with like hearing their voice played back, and so I just think it's cool that you were able to get over that. Cool, yeah, man. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So like we talk about like how you create things like that, and let's talk about whenever you can't create. Like what do you do whenever you're facing like some sort of like creative block?
That's a good question because that's kind of a little bit where I'm at right now.
Okay.
I always try to make something. Like, if I can't think of any words, I'll try to make a new beat. Or, like,
Right.
if I can't think of anything, if I can't figure out how to make a song, if I'm, like, stuck on making a song in general, that's when I'll do something else. Like, I also make rugs. I'll, like,
I've seen the rugs,
yeah,
dude. Those
I'll,
are
like,
sick. Yeah.
go make a rug or I'll, like, do some graphic design just so to keep my mind in the creative state, but,
Right.
like,
Not focus on
not
music.
focus on, like, like not try to give
Yeah.
too much pressure on
Like
like
overthinking it,
yeah.
and then yeah, that's something I was talking about with my friend as well. Is there is a such thing as overproducing something when you overthink it, and I think what you said is taking yourself out of that, continuing to stay creative, going to another creative outlet, kind of like help just like freshen your brain when you come back to a project.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
yeah.
then also something that helps me personally is like I'll go outside. I won't listen to any music. I'll just outside in silence with my thoughts.
Just raw dog in
Just
nature.
raw dog in life.
Yeah, I feel
And
ya.
that kind of helps like having time with yourself, having time with just like your brain, trying to understand yourself
Yeah.
kind of helps out.
Are you big in like meditating, things like that?
I wouldn't call it meditating.
Okay.
I don't know because I'm not like
It
very spiritual.
sounds
I
like
feel.
mindfulness at the end of the day.
Yeah, I feel like probably that because like I'm not like a very spiritual person. Like I
Okay.
kind
Yeah.
of just like what I see is what is to me,
Yeah. Fair.
and what
Totally get that.
but at the end of the day, like I am alive, so I gotta
As far as I'm aware. Yeah.
yeah, I gotta like enjoy it and appreciate it somehow.
No,
If
I
that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense,
Yeah.
dude. Um, do you feel like, do you ever get like that imposter syndrome feeling whenever you have like these creative blocks? Like, man, I made all my best shit. I've ran out of juice.
Yes, I definitely do. But then, like, there's another side of me that's like, no,
I
that's
have
like
two
bullshit.
wolves in me.
I have two wolves in me. One of them is saying I'm washed, and the other one is saying
You're the
no,
greatest
you're just
motherfucker."
started. Yeah.
What is true? It is true, man. You really just have kind of started, and at least from what I've seen, is like you were definitely make some pretty big waves. Do you feel like now, at least as opposed to like when you started in like 2021, do you feel like you have a solid footing in like the hip hop scene of Austin?
I'd say pretty solid.
Yeah.
Not like. How would I say that? Not like, not where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
like,
Yeah. You're
kinda
getting there. You
solid.
got your foot in the door, and you're trying to like really. Yeah. Okay. Who are some of the other like artists that you like to work with here in Austin?
Oh, there's so many. Like, a lot of people that I've met at the Underground Voices open mic, namely like the Space Goons, everybody in the Space Goons. Shad the
Nice.
Beast is in
Yeah.
there. I have a song with Shad. I have a song with Nico. I work with
Nice.
Blaze a lot. Dark Web Mafia.
Dude, nice. Yeah.
Just like a lot of people that I meet at the open mics. I just like working with those people a lot. Swamp G, Rick Indigo. In my latest album, Live Left Of, all the features on there are people that I met at the open mic.
That's awesome. I really love like that creative, like let's all just make stuff together. Yeah. Do you guys like ever like get together and like do like, oh, let's just spend like a weekend, rent like an Airbnb and just like cook up?
It hasn't. I haven't done that with people for that long. But it like we will like spend like we'll like choose a day or like we'll spend the day together making a song. But
Okay. Yeah.
I would like to like lock in for that long
Yeah.
an amount of time.
And just do like a solid project with somebody.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
And so how does that work? Are you like coming, like reaching out and be like, yo, let's make a song, or are people coming up to you?
It goes both ways. Like, there's some people that I'll reach out to, and I'm like, let's work. And then people will reach out to me. They tell me, oh, I have this time at this studio where
Nice.
I come over to the house or whatever, and we just hang out, and then we
That's
just
cool.
make whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever
Do you
comes out.
prefer recording like in a studio or like alone in your room on a laptop?
I like recording alone in my room in the laptop just because that's where I've always done it, and that's where I'm the most comfortable. Where
Yeah.
I'm just like, but
I feel like that's
I
very
do like
common
the
now.
studio quality.
Yes. That is
But
true.
I will say like mixing and mastering like goes a long way because if a good like engineer can like take my USB mic audio and make it sound like good. Because like a lot of my album that I released recently was just with my USB mic in my room or in my car.
Oh wow, that's surprising. That sounds really good.
And my friend Talis, he mixed it, mastered it. He lives in Australia, I think. And
dude, that's cool.
It was really cool.
That's awesome. I was gonna ask, like, when it comes to mixing, mastering, it sounds like you have friends that kind of help you out with that, or
yeah, because I don't know how to mix and master myself.
Okay.
But I do have people that help me out with that aspect of it all.
That is one of the things that I am struggling the most with right now, is learning that. Cool, dude. All right, so yeah, is there anyone in Austin that you haven't worked with that you really want to?
Yeah, like Fake Smiles, Star Umbra. Yeah, there's a lot of people, and it's just a lot of it's just we just haven't gotten around to it, you know.
Yeah,
like,
it's like, oh, we'll get that, bro. Just
yeah.
The timing and everything, yeah. Cool, man. Oh yeah, so I want to talk about this here as well. We briefly talked about it, but I want to speak more on like your experiences at like playing at like Rio Market and like all that stuff, because like to me, I think it's so cool to like see someone perform in a grocery store.
That was really fun. Yeah.
And, like, how did that come to be? Did you like hear about the place and just like say like?
I've heard about the place, and I have people that I met through the open mic, that helped me get shows and stuff. And
nice. Okay.
I was talking to one of them, and I was like, oh, I would like to do a show at Rio Market, and yeah, he kind of just like set it up for me, and it was like,
it's really cool. That is, I just love stuff like that. Like that is one of the things of like what's like, yes, Austin needs to be the music capital of the world, dude.
For sure.
Yeah, we kind of touched on all this, so we'll kind of just go more candidly now. So yeah, let's talk just about I guess some random questions. What's like a dream festival lineup?
Dream festival lineup.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. Tyler the Creator.
Or is he opening? Is he headliner? Who's the headliner?
Yeah, he's one of the headliners.
Okay, yeah.
A reunion of Brockhampton would be pretty sick. A Brockhampton reunion.
That would be sick.
Me.
Bet,
a bunch of my friends.
Bet,
that'd be pretty cool.
Myself.
If we can bring people back from the dead, MF Doom.
I mean, it is Dream, so yeah, Doom.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at my Spotify playlist real quick.
Yeah, no, go for it.
JPEG Mafia, Danny Brown, that'd be pretty fire.
Dude, Danny Brown's so good.
La Russell. Oh, Paris, Texas. Tizo Touchdown.
Texas, yeah. Tizo, love Tizo.
Yeah, just basically like an alternative hip hop music festival.
Dude, I would be at that festival. That sounds so fucking sick.
Yeah, almost like Camp Flognaw, but weirder.
2020.
You know what I'm saying?
2029 Oreolithic Festival. These are your headliners. Okay, so kind of on that, who would, like, if you could pick, it's a show in Austin, you get to open for somebody. Who are you opening for?
Ooh, that would be pretty. I would love to open for like Tizo Touchdown or La Russell.
Do you think like there would be a good crossover of like their fans to like fuck with your music too?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Nice.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And yeah, we'll just keep on this. So, okay. If you couldn't make...
What would be your dream festival?
My dream festival?
Yeah.
If we could bring back people from the dead, Lil Peep.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Peep would definitely be a headliner. Smoke Dope 2016. Love Smoke Dope. I would have Clams Casino just go on stage and just play all his beats and instrumentals. Would love that. Would love to have Lil B up there. ASAP Rocky. And then just to kind of throw it off in the mix, Death Grips.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think like you get some like just kind of like emo cloud rap and then just some fucking hardcore Death Grips.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of like sound cloud rap era. Like Clams Casino is one of my favorite producers of all time.
Yeah.
But I'm a music nerd in general. Like I love it, dude. Okay, so if you couldn't make hip hop, if you couldn't make like rap or anything hip hop related, what kind of music do you think you would make?
Definitely would be making hyperpop. Probably.
Hyperpop.
Yeah.
Have you like? I know you said you like fucked around with making it before. Have you ever like tried to do like a pure like hyperpop album or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Any plans in the future for any hyper pop stuff?
Maybe some songs. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't. Even though it's like predominantly hip hop, like what I make, I wouldn't like pin a specific genre on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like when I go into making projects, I don't kind of, oh, I think I want to make a hyper pop project, or I want to make a, I kind of just want to make a me project that whatever I make and
Dude, I 100% agree.
feeling. Yeah.
I find that if I like I'm gonna make a cloud rap beat, I can't make it because I'm overthinking it. But if I'm like, oh, this sounds cool, let me just like fuck around flipping this sample. Let me like try Serum 2 and like see what I can make.
Whatever, you know, like just. Yeah. I like throwing stuff at the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like I like throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks.
I completely agree. And do you think like you create better like if you have like certain limitations, like oh, I only have like a USB mic in my laptop versus if you had a full studio to your disposal?
No, well, if I knew how to use a lot of things, like if I knew how to use a full studio, then I would definitely be making stuff in a full studio.
Fair, yeah.
But I kind of just use what I know how to.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
That makes total sense. Yeah, what programs do you use? Do you use like Ableton, FL?
FL Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, FL Studio. I'm stuck on FL Studio 12. I can't update it because it's pirated.
I've been there. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And that was a joke, by the way.
Oh yeah. Oh
Any lawyers watching? No.
Any lawyers? Any FL Studio executives? That was just a joke for the TV.
That was just a one time for the one time. No, that's pretty sick, dude. Okay, so yeah, we'll kind of like we're on the ends of wrapping it up here. I want to talk about like what's coming up. Like, what can we expect next from Ryan Dove?
Lots of shows. I'm working on a project right now, so that I want to try to have it out by the end of the year.
Is it like an album or EP or?
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, no, dude, I love
we'll
it.
see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shooting for an album, but it can turn into anything.
Not any singles or anything along the way, or you're just going to be doing shows and making this album?
Probably just doing shows, making the album. If I have a set amount of songs that I want to release as an album, I'll probably throw a few out there just as lead up to it.
Yeah, kind of like build some hype, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, man. Yeah, well, if you want to look at the camera, just give a shout out to all your stuff.
Shout out to
Orolithic Collective.
Shout out to Orolithic Collective. Shout out to Underground Voices. Shout out to Underground Voices again. I was rubbing my eye when I said it the first time. Shout out to my mom and my dad. And shout out to you for watching this, whoever you are.
That's you.
Thank you.
Right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking right at you. Thank you for watching it.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming on
appreciate
today.
you. Thank you for having me.
This was Orolithic Collective, Inside the Mind. You just saw Ryan Dove get a peek inside his mind. If you like that, subscribe, like, and stick around. Beach.